This program is sponsored by Newcastle County Government.
Welcome to Health and Self. My name is Ashley Thayer, and I'm so glad you are joining us today because I have my girlfriend Patrice Buller here with me. She is a wife and mom of 4, and I've got to tell you, so Patrice is known not to be the world's best cook. So today I'm going to teach her an easy make-ahead meal for her, for the family that she can do. But hi, friend.
Hi.
I'm so glad you're here.
So glad to be here.
So tell me about the boys. How old are they now?
7, almost 5,
Gosh.
and Eden is 1.
Oh my gosh. So
Crazy.
We've got Julian, Jonah, and Eden, and our angel, Elia.
Yes.
Larry has got his hands full.
Oh my goodness.
Oh
Yes,
my gosh.
yes.
It's insane. So Larry primarily does most of the cooking in
He
their
does.
house.
He's good at it, and he loves it. So
I will say, I have eaten many Larry meals, and they are fabulous. So today, I'm going to show you how to make, it's called Rosemary Chicken with Zucchini.
Okay.
But the reason why I like it, for busy moms like us, this is a dish that you can make ahead, you can freeze it in individual servings, and then you can have an easy kind of like veggies most meal to eat whenever at the drop of a hat. You can share it with your
Love
family
it.
or you can just make it for yourself.
love it.
Okay, so what we are going to need today, we're going to need, I have 5 thin chicken breasts here. They're kind of just cut right in half of a regular chicken breast.
Okay.
Then we have 3 small zucchinis. You can use 2 bigger ones if you have them in the store. I have 1 whole head of cauliflower. I've already broken it up into little florets.
Perfect.
Baby carrots, about 1.5 cups. Fresh rosemary, coarse ground Dijon mustard, and then a little bit of paprika for the top. We're also, of course, going to use olive oil. I have a little cooking spray because this is also a 1-sheet pan meal.
My favorite.
Yes.
Nice and easy.
1 pan,
Yes.
easy cleanup, and then, of course, salt and pepper.
Perfect.
So let's get started. I am going to have you make our sauce. So
You trust
here's-
me?
I
You trust
trust
me?
you.
Okay.
I trust you. And then I'm going to cut up our vegetables. So
Okay.
for our sauce, you will need the coarse ground mustard.
Okay.
Also, I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of olive oil to your,
I'll give it a little bit in there.
1, 2. Now, I am going, how do you feel about cutting up some rosemary for me?
I can do that.
Okay.
Totally.
It's easy, it's a rough chop.
Yeah.
So there's the rosemary. I'm going to grab you a little cutting board out
Okay.
and a little knife.
Perfect.
That's your cutting board. And would you like a big knife or a little knife?
I'll do the little knife.
So there's a little
Thanks.
knife for
Perfect.
you. And then, yeah, just cut it up. It doesn't have to be pretty or uniform or beautiful.
All right.
We're just breaking them up so that way we get more of that rosemary flavor.
Yeah.
While you're doing that, I'm going to cut up our zucchini. Now the zucchini, I'm literally just going to cut off the ends and then cut them right in half.
Smells so good.
I love fresh herbs. Now you started a garden, didn't
yes,
you?
we did.
How's it going?
We were just using some of the herbs and got some lettuce and squash growing. It's so fun. The boys love it.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. So I'm cutting the zucchini up into like little sticks, almost the same size as a baby carrot. Again, kind of making everything uniform also makes it fun for kids to eat.
Okay.
This is a good dish too, to get the boys in the kitchen
Totally.
to help you.
They love doing that.
Oh my goodness.
So great too. I feel like the more involved they are in the planning and the prepping and the cooking of it, the more likely they are to want to eat it. You
Yes.
know, so it's a great way to help
Exactly.
kids eat healthier too.
Definitely. Now, what are the boys and Eden's favorite like go-to veggies? Now, Eden's just turning 1.
Right.
So is she onto like little foods yet? Are you introducing her to?
So she is preemie, so we are going to get ready to start doing that really soon. We're just kind of waiting a little bit for her to make sure she was ready, but we love to start them off right away eating, vegetables and just eating what we eat, basically.
I agree.
And so we found that it really does help them, desire that as they grow older. So we do veggies first and veggies most, and really just, get them from a very young age knowing the importance of, eating healthy. And so the boys love veggies. They love to throw things in the air fryer. Air fryer is like my best friend. So we do a lot of like no cook or low cook just to keep it as simple as possible.
Now, the boys are also little athletes,
Yes.
so I think it's really important, too, that you really, try to make sure they get the veggies and the protein in, and it's easy and it's a habit for them.
And understanding why, too, versus just, you're just going to eat this because mommy said, like I want them to understand so they want to eat healthy as they get older.
It's so important. I mean, that's like one of the life skills that kids need to know, and a habit. If they learn it early, it makes it easy.
Exactly.
Now, with Eden being almost a year, how are you doing with your postpartum journey? I mean, you've had 3 full pregnancies because
Yes.
Eden is a twin of her angel sister Elia.
Yeah.
And our beautiful guardian angel, which we absolutely adore. So I'm throwing our Zucchini in here.
Okay.
Now, how is this postpartum journey different than it was with, like, say, Julian or Jonah?
It's so different. Like, I had to really just, eat my own advice in that everybody is different. Every pregnancy is different. Every postpartum journey is different. My first 2 was kind of just that rat race to just get the weight off. Whereas this time I was like, you know what? It's not just postpartum. It's, postpartum, the hormones, everything that comes along with that, but also grief. And so they're, present together at the same time. And I knew that I had to treat this one differently and approach it with grace and time and intentionality. And all those things work together. It's not one or the other. And so I've just been reminding myself, the things that I, share with my clients, and that it's a journey. It's a journey. It's not a race. And so just taking it one day at a time.
That's all you can do.
Exactly. Not comparing even to my past journeys. We can easily compare to other people. We also compare to ourselves.
Oh my gosh,
our other
yes.
journeys.
Oh, yes.
So this time I'm like, no, day at a time, focus on the habits, because you can also I feel like the joy can get sucked out of it if you're so focused on the results and like getting there. Whereas now it's like, enjoy the journey, have some fun, and the results will come.
And that's the thing, and I think you hit on an important point about just show grace. Give yourself grace. I mean, it's okay. So I have added our cauliflower and our baby carrots in. So go ahead and add your rosemary to your sauce and just kind of start whisking that up.
Okay.
And then I'm going to get our sheet pan, because again, this is 1 pan dish. So if you were making this ahead of time, and you wanted to freeze them, they can freeze up to 3 months. What you would do is you would make your veggies and everything the exact same way that we're doing this.
Okay.
And then you will go ahead and just dump that over. Yep.
Add this in here too first?
Nope, we're going to sprinkle that on top of the chicken.
Gotcha.
And then we're going to toss this around. But you're going to make the vegetables the exact same way.
Okay.
So with the mustard, with the olive oil, the rosemary, and then we're just tossing this.
Okay.
And I'm going to let you do that. Just keep stirring. You can smell the rosemary.
Yes.
And this is a good way too. I mean, rosemary is a herb that can grow all year. So if you don't grow your own, you can definitely buy it in the store.
Oh.
But it lasts, especially here in Delaware, for I'd say about 9 months out of the year.
Wow.
It's related to the pine family, like the pine trees and things like that. So it's a sturdy herb that you can kind of grow outside for a while.
Teach me, girlfriend. Teach me.
I'm going to take some non-stick cooking spray. I have olive oil cooking spray, and just spray our sheet pan down. So when I was saying you want to freeze it, you would take the vegetables and take a chicken breast, and you'd put it in a freezer bag. 1 serving of vegetables, 1 chicken breast, and throw it in your freezer.
Nice.
And then when you're ready to cook it, you would take 1 freezer bag out, or all 4. We're making it roughly about 5 servings today. You would take them out and just put them right on your sheet pan and bake. It does take a little longer when you're baking from frozen, but we're baking from fresh today. So
okay.
I am going to take my chicken breasts and just add them to our sheet pan. I'm going to season them with a little tiny bit of salt and pepper. Because of the rosemary, when you use fresh herbs, you don't really have to use a lot of salt and pepper, which is nice. Pepper's always good. Fresh ground pepper's always nice. All right, put this in the sink. Okay, so just gonna tap these with a little bit of salt and pepper on top, and I'm gonna tap your vegetables with just a little bit of salt. Barely a half a teaspoon. I mean, it's just a little sprinkle. Just salt also helps you to bring out the flavors, of your things and give that a little toss.
Okay.
And then we're gonna add those to our sheet pan just around the chicken. Like
Perfect.
easy peasy.
So easy. Thinking ahead, I feel like prep is everything, right?
Well, it really is. I mean, when you're prepared, it just makes thinking through what we're going to eat, how we're going to eat healthy, how we're going to get through a busy night of when they have basketball practice, and when you have team call meetings, and when you have, all of these things. So we're just going to scoop this out. It's okay if it gets on the chicken. It's all going to bake. My oven is preheating at 400 degrees.
Okay.
So it's a quick bake. It's a quick roast. 400 is roughly like a good roasting temperature for vegetables. Now, sometimes I like to make this with little red potatoes too, instead of the cauliflower.
Oh, that's a good idea. I love the colors. That's what I love, in our house is like the more colorful, the better. Nature's candy.
It truly is. I mean, you essentially really, you eat with your eyes and your nose first.
Yeah.
So if it doesn't look good and it doesn't smell good, and this goes same for kids.
Right, I was
They're
going
not
to say,
going to reach
us,
for it.
of course, kids are the same.
They're not going to reach for it. Let me slide my chicken breast over just a little bit. Give us a little bit more space. Now, these are thin chicken breasts. They basically took I buy them from the grocery store like this, but they take one chicken breast and almost kind of slice it right across the top about 2 or 3 times.
Perfect.
Depending on how thick it is. We want to get all these vegetables in here just because they taste good and they'll roast up. Now, if you wanted to make this a little bit maybe more springtimey, you could do, instead of rosemary, you could do basil or...
It's so versatile. I think you can switch up the veggies.
Yeah, you can add even a little lemon juice to it if you wanted to. Again, that's the beauty. I also like the coarse ground Dijon mustard. Adds a little texture.
Yeah.
But you get a lot of those flavors of Dijon mustard. Okay, I'm gonna pop this in the oven. It's gonna go in for about 20 to 25 minutes. When you're cooking from raw, it's 20 to 25 minutes. If you're cooking from frozen, which we'll share that recipe with you on Self Soul Space, is that it takes a little bit longer. It takes about an additional 20 minutes. Okay, so that is in there.
And dump these in the sink?
Yep, dump them in the sink. We'll grab our rosemary. So Patrice, you are a personal trainer, a faith and fitness wellness coach.
Yes.
And not only that, but like I said, you're a mom. And I forgot to put our, oh my goodness, I forgot to put our paprika on. Oh my goodness, too busy talking and getting excited with rosemary. Pull this back out. Just take your paprika and just sprinkle it over top of everything.
Okay.
The vegetables, and I just use regular paprika. If you like a little smokier flavor, you could do smoked paprika.
Yum.
Okay, there we go. So I don't know why that was sitting there. All right. But you work with women on helping them get healthier and happier. What are some tips that, the beginner on their postpartum journey, or even within their postpartum journey? Do you have any tips that women could use?
Absolutely, and it's super fresh for me. So I was trying to think, okay, what are things that I need to hear and be reminded of when I'm struggling, or the moms that I work with? And the first one is to identify your why. This is going to be everything. It starts here on those days where you're struggling to get motivated. You have to remember, okay, why am I doing this? And it has to be bigger than wanting to fit in a bathing suit or just simply reach that number that you were before you got pregnant. But is it to combat disease? Is it to be strong enough to carry your kids up and down the stairs? What is the reason why you want to be healthy and strong? And not only identifying that, but writing it down and putting it in front of you so that you have that reminder every single day.
Reminder. I agree.
Absolutely. The second thing is to have a support system, which is so important as well, and accountability. We all need people cheering us on. Yes, and so when you're starting that journey and you're ready to get back into it, telling people, whether it's your husband, a group of girlfriends, your kids are incredible accountability.
They're the best cheerleaders.
Oh my goodness,
sure.
Yes, absolutely. And even, getting them involved in it and saying, you know what, at 9 o'clock, mommy's gonna work out. So my kids love to set timers on Alexa. So, set the timer. In 30 minutes, mommy's gonna work out. And then when the timer goes off, you can say, okay, you guys can play quietly around me or hop in the workout, but this is mommy's workout time. So really making that a priority and getting to model that example for the kids as well. So having a support system, making sure that you have that accountability to keep showing up. The third one is try something new. Postpartum is not the time to do boring workouts. We want to choose things that are gonna motivate us, right? Get us excited. So trying something different, whether it's a bar class or kickboxing or, you know, dancing, you know, just
I've taken your kickboxing class.
Oh my
and let me
goodness.
tell you, first of all, there's no coordination over here. So when everybody's going right, I'm going left.
But you're moving your body.
You're right.
And you're having fun.
And having fun.
Absolutely.
Yes.
I think that's so important, you know, to just do things that are going to motivate you and get you excited to do them. The fourth one is ditch the all or nothing mentality. I think we get stuck thinking that if it's not perfect, then it didn't count. And that's just not true. Any movement is incredible. So grab your baby, do some squats, you know, baby wear, do some leg lifts, put the baby in a stroller, go for a walk. Any movement is movement.
Yeah.
And we also have to respect the season that we're in and be flexible too. The fifth one is pick a date and put it on the calendar.
Ooh, okay.
No more
so
saying
you're
tomorrow,
holding us down
Monday.
to it. Okay.
Absolutely, because these are things that I've, you know, had to do myself as well. But if we keep saying tomorrow or Monday or after the holidays, the time's just going to keep going and coming. You know,
You're right.
we're
We
going to
keep pushing
right.
pushing
So set the
it.
date, put it on the calendar, and then you have, you know, that date to show up for. The sixth one is set yourself up the night before. So I'm a big encourager of the morning routine. I love getting up. I've grown to love. It's not natural for me.
Let's rewind that. Rewind that.
It's not natural for me. I'm not an early bird, okay? But I realized that I was kind of waking up when my kids would wake up, and then I felt like I was chasing the day. Versus now I've disciplined myself to getting up early, you know, before they get up, having that time in the morning, you know, some quiet time to myself, you know, getting my workout in, getting some coach work done, you know, whatever that I need to do to just really kind of have that time to fill up my cup. It's going to energize me and, you know, get me ready to, when they wake up, you know, have what I need to be for them. So, you know, doing that in the morning, but that starts at nighttime. So getting yourself set up, whether it's sleeping in your workout clothes if you have to, but definitely laying them out because we want to minimize any barrier. And when maybe we have a window to work out and we're digging through the laundry or feeling like we have to, you know, get washed clothes to work out, we're not going to do it. So have those clothes on. So when that opportunity presents itself, the baby's down or the kids are quiet, you can just
sub tip to that.
get going. Yeah.
Your clothes don't have to match.
Oh no.
When you work out.
No,
you do not have to have
especially at
a
home.
fancy workout stuff
Exactly.
with coordinate.
No.
No, please just get dressed. And
Exactly.
Work out.
Exactly. Have your clothes ready, and then, you know, when that opportunity presents itself, you're ready to go. So then number 7 is have a workout playlist that you're excited about. Who doesn't love like some
music.
pump up jams, right? So get that music going, let it pump you up and get you excited for the workout. Number 8.
I did that for the show.
Yeah.
Like, Naj was playing music, but as I was getting ready
Right? It gets
for
you
us to
ready.
film today, and I was like, yeah, I got
Right?
my 90s, early
Something
2000s
about it.
jams on.
Whatever we need
This
to
is why-
do.
This is why I don't dance. You're right, I don't dance.
Okay, number 8 is make sure that you're eating and drinking enough. This is a common sort of misconception, even myth, and it can be dangerous because people think that they just have to eat less in order to lose weight and be healthy, but it's eating more of the nutritious foods that are gonna give us life and energy and fuel our bodies well, and less of the ones that don't. And making sure that we're drinking a lot of water as well, especially if you're breastfeeding. You know, we need water for our own body function.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, how does that relate to breastfeeding?
Exactly. Yeah, it's getting more of those things, which almost seems counterproductive. Like, wait, more food, more water, but yes, that's going to help our body operate the way it's supposed to, and you know, give us the fuel to function for the workouts, and then to also still, you know, have that healthy milk supply. So it's definitely possible to lose weight and, you know, maintain a supply, but you have to eat enough food and drink enough water as well.
Well, and I think, like you said, it's fuel. It's fuel
Absolutely.
for your body. I mean, that's what also, I mean, outside of just your workout and outside of even feeding your child with your breastfeeding or bottle feeding, it's also, you still have to get through your day with this new baby. With if you have multiple kids, you still have to get, you know, from sun up to sundown with them. So you need that fuel and that energy.
And you feel the difference, right? Like when you didn't drink enough water or didn't eat enough food, you don't have the energy that you need. So think fuel, and even if it's going to take longer, that's always my motto too, is slow and steady. You know, we get in our minds it has to happen right away. We have to get our bodies back. your body did not go anywhere. You
Still there.
did something incredible. It grew a life and, birthed a life. And so taking our time, I think is just so, so important.
Well, I think too, the start of the journey is automatically usually, 9 months,
Right.
essentially,
Right.
give or take. You're not going to be snapback journey
Right.
in 9 days. Like,
Right.
that's
Why do we
not-
expect that? It's like
know. Yeah.
off in a month, but it took a long time to get on. So just taking that time. So number 9 is utilizing at-home workouts. If
that's key.
this is thought now, if the thought of getting your kids in the car and going to the gym and all of that, the time that it takes to do that, if that's preventing you from working out, then try working out at home.
Well, even some gyms, their daycares won't, like their little child care centers won't watch kids under a certain age.
Right.
So now you're like, oh, well, I'll start when she's 6 months and she can go into
Right. Yeah.
the child care area.
It's just prolonging, getting
Right.
going. So if that's stressful, work out at home. There's so many different at-home workout options that are effective and efficient. Your kids can be right there, working out with you or watching you model out the healthy lifestyle. And so the biggest thing with that, though, is having structure. Randomly doing, this here, this there isn't as effective. So having a structure, a plan, committing to a program. But at-home workouts are really a great solution if you feel like, you're struggling to get motivated to go to the gym.
It can be hard too, and sometimes your partner may be able to kind of allow you to go to the gym, but then it's sometimes coordinating schedules and then coordinating the hours. So having that option as an at-home, and sometimes at-home workouts also don't have to be a whole lot. Like sometimes it's just doing like body weight exercises.
Absolutely.
Like you said, holding your baby, strapping them on, and then doing some squats.
Yep.
I'm notorious for doing like heel raises, like
Exactly,
when
while
I'm
you're cooking dinner.
Yeah, because you're standing here. You got to get the body moving.
Everything counts. So just incorporating movement into our daily life.
I love that. I love that.
And then the last one, number 10, is when motivation fails, because it will. Motivation comes and it goes. We have to choose discipline. We have to put that why in front of us so that it's deep enough and strong enough to keep us showing up every single day. And I love the get-to mentality. Sometimes when we're like, I have to work out. I have to get this baby weight off. It's just almost like a dreading kind of thing. Whereas if we look at it like, you know what? I get to move my body. I get to be healthy for my kids. I get to fuel my body, in a way that's going to be life-giving and energizing. When we switch our mentality, that is way more, encouraging and wanting you to go versus.
It's so important. I mean, you've given us 10 great tips that, and honestly, for a woman starting her postpartum journey or somewhere on her postpartum journey, they're so important. But the other part is that they're still for the everyday person. Like those tips that you're giving, are, set your why.
Yes.
Set your, your intentions. Be prepared. Like this meal is a perfect kind of no excuse, no brainer.
Right.
Like throw it in the freezer and then all you got to do is just grab out one of those Ziploc baggies and keep it moving.
I love it. Yep.
Oh my gosh, you can smell the
I know,
rosemary
it smells
already.
so good. I'm
okay,
so
let me
excited.
let me do a little peek in here. I'm going to turn on the light because when you open up the oven, it lets out the heat.
Okay.
So we are cooking along. The chicken's cooking. I can see the vegetables are cooking. It smells good. We're going to let this keep cooking just a few more minutes, and then we will be ready to eat.
Yay.
Oh my goodness. So, Larry. What is his favorite?
He's going to love this.
Oh
I
my
cannot
gosh,
wait to
it's so
share
easy.
this recipe with him.
What is his favorite dish to make?
Okay, so we're different in that I could eat the same things over and over again. He cannot. So it works in my favor because he constantly wants to, try different things, new things. So he loves all different kinds of chicken. Right now, like a summer favorite is grilling. So we grill everything on the grill.
Yeah.
Chicken, and we'll make a lot at the beginning of the week to serve us for multiple meals.
I grill all year round, almost like if I can get to the grill,
True, yeah.
I'll throw on a coat.
Yep.
I'll grill. I have no problem
Exactly.
with that.
So grilling, but same thing for veggies too. We love these same veggies, chopping them up, throwing them on the grill for a little bit to make them crisp, but he's always trying just something new and different, and I love that.
Now, what's your favorite, go-to meal that that you're covering all the bases of, your vegetable serving, your protein serving, maybe a little bit of fruit, maybe a little carb? What's your favorite kind of go-to meal?
I'm gonna keep it simple, girl. So sheet pans like this are now, like I said, the air fryer, where I could just chop things up and throw them in the air fryer, and it doesn't take very long. We try to kind of prep in our minds as much as possible, ahead. But for those quick and easy, just need to eat, I love taking raw, vegetables, throwing them in the air fryer for a little bit, kind of changing the taste a little bit.
It definitely does.
Yeah, chicken. I'm just so simple.
But that's good. That's the other thing. Eating healthy doesn't have to be complicated.
Absolutely.
So,
More simple the better.
It can definitely be good and easy. All right, we're going to check on these chicken breasts, and then we'll see how we're doing. Ooh, we're almost there. We are almost there.
Oh my goodness. It's the rosemary.
You could smell it. It smells so amazing. And that's the thing about using fresh herbs, is that they can be very fragrant, but they make your food have so much more flavor than if you were to just make chicken and zucchini on a sheet pan with nothing on it, just some salt and pepper. Like, it would taste good because you have the natural flavors, but add a little bit of Dijon mustard, add a little bit of rosemary, add some herbs. I mean, it really just makes it easy. Now, you mentioned staying hydrated. So is there a certain amount of water I have to drink every day? Is there, whether I'm on a postpartum journey or not?
Right. So the general rule of thumb is about half your body weight in ounces.
Okay.
So taking that, calculating that out, and really trying to get as much of that water in every day. And that's just like baseline. So if you are sweating, working out, or you work at a job where it's a lot of manual activity or breastfeeding, you want to make sure you're getting more than that. And it shouldn't be overwhelming. I know a lot of people are like, how do I go from barely drinking water to drinking that much? You ease into it. All of this, everything that we kind of talk about and share really is about simple, taking those small steps over time. And so adding in an extra glass every day, until you can build yourself up. But it's really good to make sure that we're getting that water in, because our bodies are depleted without that. So getting the water in and letting that,
Now, I
really
also like to add fruit. Like frozen fruit or a slice of lemon, slice of lime to my water, just because I feel like when you start to think, ooh, 60, 70, 80, 90 ounces is a lot. Well, the first 10, drink them flat. The second 10 ounces, throw some ice in there. 30 ounces, throw some fruit. Like, mix it up a little bit.
They have really neat fruit infuser water bottles now. Where you could totally just throw some fruit in there.
It's so good, and you can constantly just refill it, and your water has a slightly fruitier flavor, but also without the flavored water components of the added sugar, the added flavors, all of those kinds of things, the artificial stuff. Oh my goodness, Patrice, you've shared so many great tips. Now, what are the boys' favorite vegetable? And I ask this because my girls love vegetables, and I know your boys do too. But like, what's their favorite? They're like, oh yes, it is Brussels sprout night.
Now, my first is he'll eat anything, and he still, like I said, the first thing he eats is his vegetables, and then he works his way around. My second, he's the almost 5-year-old. So it kind of depends on the day, depends on the mood, but he is cucumbers are his go-to. And another thing that I do to really help them, again, kind of want to be a part of things, to help them eat, is they have these little kitchen knives that are safe for them to use.
Oh, well, so in here, Veronica and Zoe have colorful bowls and measuring cups.
Yes, exactly. Like anything to just get them interested in wanting to be a part of it. So that's his favorite thing to chop up is he says the cucumbers. So he chops them up and, is able to just kind of have them and
just eat finger
snack on them.
food. Yeah. All right, let's check this.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, I think we're ready. Let me grab a pothole. Can you smell?
So good.
I'm so excited for this. Okay, grab a pot holder. Close this up. So you can see the vegetables are nicely roasted. And then if you can close that up for me, please. That'd be great. See the little paprika on the chicken. Again, just helps to add a little bit of flavor. I'm gonna grab us some plates. Okay. And then guess what? You didn't know I was feeding you today, did you?
I was hoping.
All right, grab those. Okay, and then in the drawer right in front of you are forks. Okay. I will grab us. Okay, so we've got a chicken breast. You can see the rosemary. And rosemary is such a great vegetable, herb to use, and it doesn't have to be finely chopped. It's just so many flavors.
Yes.
Get some of the zucchini, the carrots. Carrots are good and beta carotene for your eyes. Cauliflower also is a really good vegetable to substitute if you're looking for kind of like a potato replacement. Maybe you're trying to go a little lower carb. I don't recommend going completely no carb, but it gives you that same kind of consistency that you're looking for in a potato.
Which I love too. It's all, they all have different purposes, you know, and together, just so many different nutrients.
Okay. All right, my dear, got a fork? Thank you, thank you. All right, so here we go. Taste this.
Okay.
Get some chicken. I should get a knife, but that's the beauty of the thin
It's very
chicken breasts,
tender,
too.
yeah.
Yeah, they're so easy to, oh, I lost my carrot.
Okay, here we go.
So good. The coarse ground Dijon adds a little consistency, a little texture, but has amazing flavor. The rosemary just pops.
I like that they're crunchy too.
I like that. I mean, you're still keeping the nutrition value
Yeah.
with roasting them, but they still need to have a little snap to them.
Yes.
So good. All right, so do you think you could make this for the family? Larry would be so impressed.
I'm making it tonight. Like 1000%. It's Patrice proof, okay?
You can do this. You can do this. Coarse ground Dijon mustard, rosemary, zucchini, carrots, cauliflower, and thin chicken breast, and that's it.
Love it, love it, love it.
One pan, easy to go, and then you can freeze it ahead if you want to kind of save it for another day.
Perfect.
So, my darling dearest, we're going to keep eating. Thank you for watching today on Health and Self, and we'll see you next week right here on DETV.